We are not. Subscriptions. Ow, my head. Get me. All right. So make sure. The heck? No. Why does it still have audio? Like, I don't want this one to have a mic set. I wonder if that's one you have to actually pay for.
Oh, for I could hear that.
I turn on some background music. But
That actually makes a lot of sense.
I don't see an option of like, yeah, don't use a mic here. I don't get it. This is a weird background music.
This one's pretty interesting. All right, let me know when you. Oh, I could see it. You start.
I'm just trying to see if there's an option to mute the microphone or something. I don't see it. All right. Dude.
I really like that.
Oh. All right. That keeps going. All right. I'll turn that off. Pause that. No wonder it keeps pausing. I have that at 2 speed. All right. Well, welcome in, everyone. Oh, we should have gotten a banner logo or something for the expo that you attended today.
Yeah, the wonderful expo.
Long Island Retro.
Yeah. I don't know. But so when we walked in, there was a lot of 3D printed stuff. A lot of 3D printed stuff. Walked around, looked here and there. So it's in a museum, and the problem with the museum is that you walk in, you want to go to like pinballs and do everything else. It's you have these gigantic planes,
All right.
and these planes.
So here's a picture you took from up above.
That is the only section for vendors.
So is
That was it.
this area right here where people are coming in?
Uh-huh.
All right.
That is the only area um for vendors. That's it. There were maybe about 15 vendors at the most. So what do you go into vendor for at a thing that's only like 15 vendors? Um Walked around, tons of 3D printed stuff. I mean, almost everything there was 3D printed, 3D printed, 3D printed. Um it was kind of cool at first, but you're taking up space with planes and everything else. So that what we're looking at right there, I can successfully say that 90% of the the stuff that he had is trades from me, because that's my friend's booth. 90% of the trades
Uh,
were 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 from me. That N64 was from me. That came from a friend.
that one.
That one, the tons of other stuff he had out was from me. That Nintendo system that you see all the way over to the left, the entertainment system right there.
Oh, that one right there.
You remember that I had that. That was for me. What do I need a Nintendo in a box for? I don't. Saturn is life, so of course I'll get rid of that. Um, it it I've never seen so many N64 games, Wii games, and Wii U games in my entire life. I don't do cons very much because I can't I don't like when you look at the prices of stuff, and you and I go through prices all the time. You see you see all the inflated BS that happens, and yeah, I understand you got to make money or whatever, but like there was one guy I was talking to, he's past that white thing in the front, and he always has Neo Geo games. So I said to him, all right, let me see one or two. And I said, hey, listen, I'm like, I have Kelowna for Neo Geo, and no, I'm sorry, for PS1. So we spoke, and it's just we had one game I wanted, Samurai Showdown 5, or I think it was 4. And I said to him, "Yo, I'm like, listen, would you like to trade?" And I got he wanted, I think it was about 300. Oh, I got overhead, and I got to be here. I got to pay bills. I'm like, you're not paying for, and I said this, you're not paying for electric, you're not paying for gas, you're not paying for anything. What bills do you have that you have to pay for?
If they have a physical store, they have to cover all that stuff, even though they're not at the store that day.
Right, but he does have a physical store, so he does have brick and mortar. But I just I didn't understand.
How? Okay, so what time did oh my goodness, did the convention open or the expo?
10.
And what time did you get there?
2.
Okay. Early on, I can kind of understand that people being kind of hesitant to do any trading.
Now let's keep in mind, these guys are not there tomorrow. The vendors are only there 2 days. This is all cleared out.
So they were there Friday and Saturday.
They were only there Friday and Saturday. Sunday there were no vendors
Okay.
at all.
Okay. I was going to the assumption that it started to, that it sorry that it was there starting today was the first day. So yeah, the second day they've already made sales, so they had time to make some of the money already. I don't know. Maybe that was just their way of saying like, yeah, not interested. Which, yeah, that's fine. But just say you're not interested. Oh, I can't do it right now or whatever. Trying to think when I was doing the trades, I think everyone looked at what I had. Now, like with how much detail they actually, looked at it, or did they just glance at it and like, oh no, there's nothing there.
So when they looked at the trades and stuff, um, it it was just like, oh, Dinosaur Peak has a certain little, like the little notch is missing off the label on the top. So, oh, this isn't. People here want everything perfect. People here want everything amazing. People here want this. So it's missing a little notch. So that brings it down $300 because it's missing like a little notch. Or as some NES nerd quoted, the Fat Fry Man, it was just basically it doesn't have a Blockbuster sticker on it, so how could it be authenticated? Well, if you knew, you can use a screwdriver and pull the screws out and look at the board itself and authenticate the board. One guy did that and he's like, "Oh, it's like really dirty. It's going to cost me to clean." I said, "I could buy you a $2 bottle of rubbing alcohol and you could use my shirt to go ahead and clean the card off." And I said, my son's shirt's white. You could use his shirt and dirty it. I really don't even care. I don't care. Real, I the just some people now out of state people out of state. So the way the expo works is what we're seeing right here is precedent for people that are currently in New York and Long Island and Staten Island, like the five boroughs. Staten Island's a garbage dump, but I mean, this is precedent which you're looking at right now for only the vendors in New York. They take all the out of state vendors and push them to the back in a food court. So if you're an out of state, yes, if you're an out of state vendor, um, you are pushed to the back of the venue to a food court in the back. So you're already as people walk in, they're already looking at this business, and then behind this railing on the lower floor, there's the vendors that are in the food court pushed all the way back. So I sent you an image just now of Dice City Games. I really
You sent
wish
it
I
to me
could.
through Discord or?
Yeah,
or
I sent it to you through Discord. Start loading everything. So
games.
um this is the back where these guys are. These guys are from Washington D.C. Super nice, excellent guys. I brought in Kelowna. It was $400 on price charting. He gave me $370 for it. Hooked me up with amazing deals on a lot of the game, like most of the games. Like hooked me on a great deal with Superstar Soldier, Gunhead, Splatterhouse, like a whole bunch of these games. Um, he was not an ass at all because while he was on the phone with me, two of his stores got robbed. And he's like, "Oh damn, like my stores got robbed, like I got to talk." Super nice. He was even like, "Listen, you took the time. I talked him down on the total price of everything." And he's just like, I'll take real patience. He says, "I'll take 150 off the entire order and I'll give you 375 for the game." So this is now out of state. So dealing with vendors from New York and dealing with out of state people, it's like night and day. It's completely night. It's a totally different game. This guy wasn't there to try to nickel and dime you and say, "Oh, I like." He could have said, "I have a brick and mortar store. I need to have payments coming in." No, he spoke to you. He was nice about it. Him and I went through the history of the PCFX, and Welsh would get a kick out of this. He was talking about buying he bought a kit for the PCFX, a developer's kit for it. And he showed me the developer's kit for the PCFX, and he was going on about, like I asked him like a couple of questions about the front of it, and like he's like, "Hey, listen, if you're gonna come to Connecticut or whatever it is, gave me his business card, his phone number, And as I was walking out, he came over to me and he said, "You know what? You've been a really chill guy and stuff. Here's a complete in box PCFX controller for you for free." I'm like, "What the hell?" And I stood there and I was just like, you talk with people. Like this guy was super nice. There was a guy I met that was near there we were talking about handhelds and stuff. But this is in the room away from New York vendors, away from the douchery that is what I like to call New York retro video games.
Yeah.
And George says hi, by the way.
Oh, to me?
Yeah, I said, yeah. I'm like, yo, one of my good retro buddies. He sent a lot of stuff to you. Master Welsh. He probably think he knew you by your first name or whatever. But I said, yeah. I'm like, talks about you sending stuff to him and everything like this. So he's like, oh yeah. He's like, I got a ton of stuff from out of state. If you talk to him, tell him I said hi. But George was walking around. George is super cool. But that's the entire vendor section. When you walk in, there are about 17 vendors.
But is it 17 vendors? And because it looks like that one's taking up 2 or 3.
My friend's booth is taking up 2.
Okay, so there was 20, maybe 20 booths or something, 25 booths.
It's something, I guess, like that. That guy brought in a full glass case and put games in it.
Which
the guy up top.
Where's George's booth?
George didn't have a booth. Funny enough, George was sitting in the back repairing video games, recapping them, and putting
Zoom in. I think that's him, dude. Where's Waldo? Zoom in. Right in front of the doors there.
No, he's
I
don't think I got a good photo of him. He was sitting.
Him.
He was sitting in the back.
Go up a little bit. Oh, you were zoomed in, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, now go to it'd be like our left, so probably your left. Kind of diagonal. Nope, the other way. Yep, I forget it's flipped. All right, stop right there.
The guy
straight down. Blue shirt. Zoom in.
That's as far as it goes.
It kind of looks like him.
That's George.
It kind of looks like him. Yeah, with the glasses. And
where's Waldo?
He was in the back repairing games, putting recapping games for people for free, putting new batteries in games. He was recapping systems there, all for free. Guy's wonderful guy. Too bad he's in cahoots with a crappy store in New York, but whatever. But I'm not going to fault him by association.
Who did you see there? You were busting chops on a little bit.
Oh, the fat NES fry nerd. I will go. My kid told me, he's like, yo, you need to level down. You're getting a bit older for this. You're getting a little bit too old to brawl. And I'm like, no. So don't worry about it. I'm loaded up on 2 shots of a pre-workout. I'm pretty good, right? So this is cool, Walsh. I'm glad you jumped in with this. So I was telling Owaz, this is a gun that uses a dongle to plug into the system, and it uses a bar that comes off of the dongle that it looks like a Wii system with that bar. Yeah, and you hook this up any TV, and it does PS1 and PS2, doesn't matter, Japanese, PAL, whatever it is. If you have the games for the light gun, it's crazy. It's a chargeable gun, and it has a kick with it, sounds built into the speakers where you can see the lines that are cut on there. Fully lightable, and the button in the front, she was putting Time Crisis, and she was doing the drop for Time Crisis and coming up with the button, and it's $100.
And so there's only a total of 35 games between the PlayStation and PS2.
Yeah.
Can you zoom in on the games?
It's every light gun you can imagine. Every light gun game you can imagine is able to use them.
So most of them that they're showing there is Time Crisis, and then
those are the most popular. Those are the most popular ones that they have. But what drew me into this was Elemental Gearbolt. And I'm like, damn, to play Elemental Gearbolt would not have a controller on a widescreen monitor would be absolutely amazing.
I mean,
And it worked.
looks cool.
And they were playing on a PlayStation that had the optical mod drive. It was modded, so they had the SD card that was in there for the PlayStation, showing you, hey, the game works or the optical drive will work because there's no real configuration. They were trying to make it simple, like the light gun, the Sindon light gun or
Sending
something.
light gun.
Yeah,
So there's. Did it specify if it had to be above the TV or below the TV? Is that something you can configure?
it could be below the TV. It could be on the side of the TV. It could be on the top of the TV. Doesn't matter where it is. But yeah,
I don't know. I would like. Did you
I'm
see them move the location of it?
I did. I saw them. I asked her to move it on the sides of the TV, and she didn't. It worked fine. And then I asked her to put it at the bottom of the TV, and it worked fine. Put it at the top of the TV, and it worked. It worked fine. I was very impressed with this.
That's surprising that it's that.
I
works out
spent
well.
I spent maybe about 25 minutes talking to her. She was very easy on the eyes. I'm not gonna lie, dressed up as Princess Zelda, but I mean, yeah, it was, but it was a very, very interesting it was very well presented, and I thought it was, the engineering behind it was interesting. Just using a dongle and a light bar, very good ingenuity with this.
Definitely sounds interesting. I mean, if you want to play light gun games for the PlayStation or the PlayStation 2, so like what kind of sound did it give when you shot?
The speaker was a little, but I mean, look at the gun. You can't fit like a really good speaker in there. But it sounded just like the guns would in Time Crisis. And
so
it
was this
crazy.
wireless?
This was wireless, yeah. This was wireless.
And did it have? Did you have to include your own batteries, or is it rechargeable?
It's rechargeable, USB-C chargeable battery in the
How
handle.
long is it supposed to last?
Maybe 2 hours, 3 hours at the most.
I
But
guess-
really, honestly, I mean, we're all getting old. What are we going to do? Have our hands up like this? We're going to need to put our hands on pillows when we play light guns. I mean, soon enough. No.
No, not yet. I mean, if you're playing it 2 to 3 hours in a session, would be a pretty good run. I mean, you could play through probably a couple of games once you got used to it.
It was really, I thought it was great. She took my email down. I said, please email me. I'll scan the QR code. I'll fill everything out. Just it really, really, like, I even got their business card. In tech gaming, just
Takes you to
Yeah.
Shopify.
Shopify.
Let me look, because I'm actually kickstarting a light gun right now.
That one has the games built in, though, right, Welch?
That's a cool one too.
like into the box.
Yeah.
It's a plug and play Time Crisis gun for modern TVs.
Yes,
It's
I've
made
seen that.
by Guy Aim, and it comes with Point Blank, Steel Gunner 2, and then let me
Actually,
look
that
here.
one depends on which version you get, because there's different tiers, and if you get the highest tier, it doesn't come with multiple games, or it comes with more games. So the QR code takes you to Arcade 1-Up cabinet for Switch consoles.
Yeah, Time Crisis is the main game, and then it comes with that Point Blank, Steel Gunner 2. And I funded the one that has like the foot pedal, the premium, I think, or
Yeah.
And then you could do like a 2-gun one, which is ultimate, and then so I just wanted the one that has the foot pedal, so it's more authentic. But for the price, I mean, I think you're doing pretty good on the price. Like, it's what was it? Let me look here.
And it's not what I was worried about when she said it was $100, and she's like, "Oh, you want to try it?" My original thought was, hey, it's like Timu garbage. It's like plastic garbage. It's gonna be like that plastic flimsy crap. And it wasn't. It was a solid, like it was like a solid, gun. If actually it felt better to hold than the light gun on Saturn. And Saturn's light gun's nice, and this was better, way better. I was impressed. I was extremely impressed. It was
it looks
smart.
nice.
It does.
Sorry. This is the one that you're looking at, that you're backing, right, Welch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back in that one too. I saw that come out.
But that's a standalone. I mean, I think yours is actually, is yours a standalone or is it a peripheral, basically?
No, that one was just an addition to you having
you need the games in order to play it.
Yeah.
But God knows we have the game, so it doesn't matter.
So with the pedal, it's 135 and the games are built in.
The only drawback about her with the light gun is that you need the games, and if you don't have the games, what are you gonna do? Buy the games? But
you'd have to, if you don't have if you need the console and you need the games. And I mean, you could get an ODE for PS2 so you can play all 35 of those games.
Right.
But that's going to cost you. I don't know how much does a PS2 cost. How much does an ODE cost for PS2?
It was like $125 at the most. I didn't get the ultimate. I got the orange one.
So for 135 plus shipping, I'm guessing you get.
I got the premium.
Who told you you're getting too old to brawl?
My kid.
He's like, Dad, I don't want to see you get hurt.
Dude, I was
off, man.
I was bad. Connecticut, hopefully I'll be a little bit more calmer. I was bad.
More chill.
I had Dino. So the way the story went was there was Dragoon Saga in a case, and he wanted 1,600, and I said, all right, whatever. I said, here is Dinosaur Peak. The guy's like, definitely you don't see now his co-partner whatever was like, you don't see Dinosaur Peak at all in like ever at a show. You'll see maybe 3 or 4 Little Samsons, but you won't see Dinosaur Peak. So he said, so the guy says, come back when my co-partner was there. And it wasn't like they have a brick and mortar store. It was like if all 3 of us went to a con and brought our own crap and then just put it on display and sold it individually. Oh, this isn't my stuff. This is his stuff. So you don't have a brick and mortar store. So right there, it was already getting heated. So he comes back. I do my rounds, whatever. We play games. I was playing Dodon for a little bit on the Astro City console, which I think it needed to be clean because I might have got chlamydia. And it just went, and Owas is like, oh, we got to edit that out. And
this is live. There's no editing it out.
Oh, joy. So I come back, and the guy says, hey, there's someone here. He's like, I want to check the authenticity of it. We need to get this Fry the Nerd to come and take a look at this. So he comes down from his almighty throne, and I thought they were going to have Lord of the Rings music come down as this guy walked down the steps. And he took a look at the game, whatever it is, and it was, well, there's no Blockbuster sticker on it. Well, the label has a little bit appealing here, and the label has a little bit appealing here, and the back label looks. And I said, why do you need a Blockbuster sticker on Dinosaur Peak? Well, it was a Blockbuster exclusive. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. I know. I wrote the book on this stuff. Straight out said that.
No proof of that.
Straight out said that because you're selling a book, and then that's when it came out and said about, you need to stop eating fast food because your weight's getting the size of your ego. And I can't, if it's not in a
Oh.
work situation, I can't control myself. So, because it's,
Come on, Dad.
he laughed. He found it hysterical. He looked at me like, yo, but the guy was like, yeah, I have one of those already. His partner, or his friend, looked at him and shook the head and said, you're an a-hole. And the guy was like, why? And he's like, because it's easier to find Panzer Dragoon Saga because you'll find them a little bit more at conventions. But he's like, when's the last time at a convention you ever saw Dinosaur Peak? Dinosaur Peak is Nintendo. It's highly collectible. It's rare as hell at the conventions. And, Saturn, the guy's like, Saturn, no one, he's like, and then he says to his friend, how long you been sitting on that game? 3-4 years? You finally got someone that's interested in it and you just blow them off? And the guy's like, I'm really, and his friend was like, I'm just really sorry. He's just really stupid. I said, listen, it's all right. I understand. Everyone has, issues with their brain that they go through once in a while. It's okay. Maybe they'll snap out of it. And I just walked away. You win some, you lose some with them. One other guy, you could bring up the other photo. He'll probably fall to the floor. And you can compare this because you saw that at Sigi.
This one?
Yeah. These are the. I'm not even making this up. This is the prices, and he's got a no. So this guy I went to, and get ready for this. He said he had a nice Master System in the box. It was really, really nice, and I was like, wow, okay, that's like, you want to put that as like a showpiece. So he said to him, what? Yeah, still wrapped like new. That's their,
This was wrapped?
Yeah, that's still wrapped like new. That's not wrapped. That's.
I was about to say, I don't know if it ever came in plastic, but I mean, that damage to the box right there does not look like new, and you can see.
No, it looks like a dog peed on it.
I don't know about that, but I mean, this one,
back.
this box looks pretty pristine, as do the other two. But still, I mean, that's more than twice.
That's 600, over 600.
Yeah.
Are those variations or?
No, those are the accessories with Rob. So it's Rob, the first accessory, which is the Gyromite thing, and then the second is there's a block game on the Famicom where he'll take blocks and move blocks for you in the game, kind of like a Tetris-esque type of game. So those are two different variations of accessories that you can attach to him to play on the Famicom. Normally, it's Rob and the Gyromite together, but he has it separated. And he was extremely firm on those prices. His Master System,
and you didn't get a picture of that.
I got to look again. I have more video than anything, but his Master System was very nice. One side of the box was sealed, so it was like someone opened the Master System, pulled the system out, used the system and the controller, and left the light gun sealed with the cables on it, pushed it back in, closed the box, and then left it. I asked him, hey, how much you want for the Master System? It's really nice. $1,800. I said, how much? What?
Where are they coming up with these numbers?
His thing was
if it was me or you to sell one, it would go for like a couple $100. I mean, where the hell are they coming up with these numbers?
He's like, oh, it's new. I'm like, but it was opened and used. You can clearly see the other side was opened. It's new. It's newish. I said, I said to him, I don't want to be disrespectful, but you have new, used, complete in box, and loose.
Who's buying this stuff? I mean, seriously, who is buying this stuff? Because the fad was kind of already at its peak. I'm already seeing a drop in a lot of stuff, man. I mean, I don't get those prices because, like, um,
I don't know.
I bid on a Hyperdual just because you said you were buying one. So I bid on one that was, or bid on one on an offer that was 200-300 less than the average that had been going for.
That's worth it.
So I think that where people are coming up with this stuff is just like crazy.
I
That's craziness.
I spoke to one. It was a very small vendor. It was like an old guy just sitting there selling like whatever games he had and stuff. And I just went over to him. I was just talking to him. Kind of, I felt like, when you look at someone and you just feel like they're kind of a lost soul in a room. I felt like the guy really didn't have, he had Master System games and stuff or whatever it is. He had Alf for $75 in with the box. I'm like, damn. And
That's
he was
actually
even
a
gonna,
good price.
and he was gonna give you a little Alf plushie with it. I said to him, "Hey, what's going on with the guy's prices over there?" Just as like a joke, and he says, "I can't." He's like, "I can't believe these people are just there." He's like, "What's happening is there's a fallout now with retro gaming,
Yep.
and a lot of 8-bit's not doing well anymore." And he's just like, people are just they're trying to recover the money they dumped into it in 2020, and their prices, but what people want to pay and everything are just
Yep.
They're
there
trying to
was
keep it alive is what they're trying to do.
yeah,
Pull the wool over people's eyes. And it's like, dude, if you're a researcher, I mean, you're going to find out and look at stuff and see that prices are dropping. And you know what's funny? Panzer Dragoon all of a sudden is going up. I noticed it was 16, 17 now.
it's
Saga.
about
Yeah. So I mean, we were just talking about that, how that was going for like 1200 and how KO is revered as a better classic. And it's like, I don't think so, dude. You know, if anything should be an expensive game, kind of like we did talk about this, is Saga.
correct.
I don't feel like the price of that Nintendo is right, in my opinion. I mean, I guess if you really want to play Gyromite and stack up, and was there even any other game?
That was
Uh,
really about it.
yeah, so I mean, if you want to buy the NES bundle that has the Gyromite built into all the accessories for Gyromite, I mean, does that include Gyromite?
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
Has Gyromite and one other game. Is it Duck Hunt?
Duck Hunt,
Yeah, the
yeah.
Duck Hunt
Yeah.
Mario combo.
All
So
right.
like there I just 1200, I mean, I could see like maybe 900 or even 800 because I actually had one of those once, and Gyromite didn't have all the parts, and um it did not have the Gyromite game, I believe. So, but I had that deluxe box and all that, and I sold it, dude. I think about that stuff. I sold that, and like, I don't really regret it. I mean, it's a cool
I have
looking
that.
device, but I mean, it's also just kind of like very useless in the aspect of like, if you're actually playing a game you're into on Nintendo, is having that little robot sitting next to you going to make you feel that much more
So
safe?
my
you know?
my thing with this is that my box got water damage. My grandmother bought that from Sears. And since growing up I was the only child, she thought it was cute to have she thought in her head it was um a little robot friend that was going to play the game with you. So she felt bad and she bought it under the pretense that, oh, I was going to have a little friend to play video games with me because I wanted the Omnibot, and I never got the Omnibot. So she she bought that under the pretense, and I've been after the box for years. I have the Nintendo, I have everything. I have Rob, still my original Rob, all of it. The box got water damaged. I got the box from my friend. I put everything in the box. I bought an acrylic, large acrylic box for mine and I put it in. I have nostalgia for it. So that's something to me that's important. That to me that was very important because I was close to my grandmother. But something like this to you or to OWAS, whatever it is, it's completely dumb. What do you do just for the robot? And then the box variations, you have two variations. I have the one with the family on it underneath the Lux set because mine was from New York, which is when it was first released as a test run in New York. All the other boxes have that because it was just that was like the nationwide type of thing. So, but
I mean, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad set, dude. I mean, like I had it. I
I
think
just think it's
a cool
stupid.
device, but it's also just like the price to like go for that much. I mean, realistically, if you go
It's a
looking
lot.
for it, you're gonna find it. It's kind of limited, but then again, how
So,
limited is it really? I mean, you can find it.
so look at
Yeah.
this, and I think this will explain part of the problem. If I can, remember to add it to the stage. All right, let me find one where it shifts us over. There we go. All right, so this is the Japanese Famicom Rob the Robot. Complete in box, they're showing $436.97. Now, if you go and click on it, CIB sold listings 4. Last sold listing is last year, November of last year. $508. If all you're doing is checking price charting, you're in trouble.
That's a huge problem.
That's a huge problem because if you just look at it as a glance, usually people are like, oh yeah, it's good, it's a quick and easy way to check. They're not accurate. I mean, you talked about the master system. So here's, I don't think that's the first system. I think it was the second or the third box variant that they did. $446 because there's only one sold listing. There's been more than that sold on eBay. Whatever price charting is doing is not working.
And here's what I don't like about that, OWAS. The image that they use to depict that, a super system, I mean, is that the European bundle? I mean,
I think Super
the
System
US
was.
version with the 3D glasses and the gun and the pads, it was called the 3D scope or
Yeah.
the 3D kit. I don't know if it's 3D scope or what, but that's not even the US release. Where is price charting based? Why are they using that as the thumbnail?
So part of the problem, like I don't know how to get in here. Like look, here's Ghost House cartridge. That doesn't need to be on there. But they'll have games that were only released. Like this is supposed to be the American set. And like you said, it looked like the PAL version. So we'll go down to Sega Master System. And they just call it the Super System. Here's the Sega Scope, but they're not showing anything on that. But okay, here's down here the Sega Scope 3D system. This, judging by the picture, this one is the same as this one up here.
Yeah.
You look at Sega Scope, and
click on the Sega Scope one.
So here's a Sega Scope.
So that's the US box.
Yeah, but there's no listings that have been sold. So
that's bull crap. That is complete bull crap, dude.
This is it's a bad link. But like I have no idea how to contact anybody or anything, because like how do you get in touch with somebody and say, hey, this is a bad listing. This is bad. This shouldn't be on here at all.
Man, I didn't see.
Summer Games shouldn't be on here. That's not a US release. But people add stuff that they don't know what they're doing. And I mean, granted, most people don't care about the Master System. I get that. But
there was a very limited Master System there.
There usually is, but let me see.
I did see
so here,
these.
Look at, you have all 3 Asterix games, Assault City, American Pro Football. Those weren't US releases. But how do you report like this shouldn't be here? Baku Baku, look, you can see that blue label on it.
That's
it's a Brazilian release.
Yeah.
Sega CD was hugely predominant at the show.
The thing is, if you're only going by price charting, you could be in trouble. Again, but you see, the Rob stuff is not accurate, and that might actually be kind of popular. But you have Rob going for 350 complete in box for the US one, Famicom for 440, and then whatever this blue Rob
It's
looking
the
one.
PAL. That's a nice box.
Oh, it's PAL NES, yeah, $830. But here's someone trying to sell the deluxe set. Oh, it didn't. Hold on, it didn't bring it over. This is the box only for 130 bucks. You know what?
Scroll the images. That might have been the one that was at the con. Sometimes I feel like some of these guys are shipping that stuff and having it listed too at the same time somewhere. Like they got it going to cons.
Definitely.
You know, like they're cycling it till it sells. Because all you gotta do is pull your listing.
Because there's so many different there's programs now. It's like, here, you list it everywhere you want, and then when it sells, you go and you click it and it cancels all of the other auctions where you've got it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to see if I can find, let me see, was it the NES Deluxe set?
I mean, you literally could put together a Rob for, you know,
$300.
If you see right there the rail system. I mean, you could probably do one for like 150 without the box.
Yeah, so there's $1,000 for the complete in box, or 1,500. Let's look at that one. But yeah, what condition was it in? And again, the last sale was July.
If you click on that, I wonder if it's the family edition deluxe with the family on the front. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
So
no,
how much?
But see, that one, this one went for 1,500. This one is like, when you say like new,
that is new.
That is like new. Like it, like maybe it was removed from the box. When they
that even has the poster in it, right? Or is that
it's got the poster?
What's the poster?
It's got. I mean, the box is in okay shape. It's not great, but is this the? Where was it? Is that the family one that you were talking about saying?
Yeah, but I think it's on the front. I'm not 100% sure.
So, like, this one is like new condition, and if you don't go in there and look at what actually sold, that's why price charting, it can be a good idea to get a general idea what the values are, but so much of it now is just, it doesn't work properly.
He had a Vectrex, same guy. I didn't get the photo, but he had a Vectrex in the box.
Where's that from?
For $975.
Biloxi, Mississippi.
Where's that shipping from? Like if you Mississippi.
$90 ship. But see, there was only one bid, and this is kind of like, okay, but again, this is like, it would be outside of finding one that hasn't been opened at all. This is as close as you're gonna get to like new. I mean, like, you see the Gyromite box is messed up, but it could be that like the games were missing from this, or the Gyromite game was missing from this. The guy bought it and added it to it. So this may not be the one that came with it, but Duck Hunt could be the one that came with it. I mean, who knows? But
see, to me, that's worth. I'd say maybe 13, not 15, but
I just don't feel like Nintendo is worth that much. I mean, console-wise, I mean, you're just paying for the box and the robot with that. And, like, if you really want to experience Nintendo, it's not going to be that. You know, if you're going for graphics and, like, nostalgia, which, you know, the deluxe set there was not an early run. You know, it was an early run. I mean, that wasn't ran for later in its life, was it?
Yeah.
I think first couple of years, maybe. So you got to figure, I mean, if you want to be the one to say, oh, I was right there at the beginning and I remember this, and that's cool, like you saying, I mean, I get that. But if you really want to experience Nintendo and you're buying as a newcomer or like somebody coming into wanting to have the hardware, I don't feel like that's the bundle you need.
Well, it
No,
just
it's
depends on how
not.
you're trying to get into the whole, ecosystem and everything. But
Right.
Yeah.
There was a guy that was at this. It was the same booth that had this. He looked at a yellow a Metroid cartridge. So it was yellow, and for NES, the guy wanted a hot. And I was standing right next to the guy's like, "What?" And it's $142 for the Metroid yellow labeled cartridge, and the guy just walked away. I think this guy was just ridiculous with prices.
And that's just the player's choice edition. Like there's nothing
So
the yellow label one,
the yellow card is the player's choice.
isn't it? Hold on.
It's an NES yellow Metroid. I think these people.
Oh yeah. The yellow one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the box, right?
It was the box and the cartridge. It was just the cartridge.
It just has Samus on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that one. That was a later variation.
He wanted
Yeah.
$100 and something, 140. I think it was
Yeah.
140 for just the cart loose.
Yeah, that's got pretty cool box art.
That's in general. I mean, you can want whatever you want for it. It doesn't mean someone's going to pay it. So like it's 100% complete if it's got the NES itself. Which adding an NES, okay, it does have an NES. Oh, and it included several games, including everyone's
for how much?
TMNT, and this one sold for $550. The prices are all over the place. The thing is, like, if you're really looking for something, like when I went to the convention, I'd start pulling up games on sold listings on eBay and have them on my phone, and I was checking stuff because when I was looking for Shadowrun for the Genesis, I'd like to get that complete. There was a guy that had it for what eBay was selling it for, or what they had been selling it for on eBay average. And I was like, "What's the best you could do on this?" And then he dropped it $20, and I was like, "No, I'm all right, thanks."
Genesis was very cheap. Genesis was. I saw Punisher for $120. I saw Grindstormer for $75.
Damn.
Crusader of Senti. Oh my god, the thing we got. What is it? That manual thing.
The strategy guide.
Yeah, the strategy guide for like $400.
That's about right. Yeah, that's the write-in strategy guide. I mean, that thing's expensive.
A Vectrex. Look up a boxed Vectrex for $990. That's what he had that for. A box Vectrex. A box.
Hold on. So here's another one for the Master System because I just moved back there. Chapelum X Dracula. So this is Ghost House, in the U.S. and in Europe. That's the Brazilian version. Why is it listed under the American stuff? Or the North American stuff, I should say. Like, stuff is just wonky on price charting. Price charting is not what it used to be. I don't know, maybe it's just because they spread themselves out or something. But it's not as good as everyone makes it out to be. It became the standard, and now, at least for something, like, you really have to go and look and pay attention to it. So, just going off of this, $870 is what a complete Vectrex is worth. Loose, $440.
$975.
And was everything in good condition?
I didn't even look at it. I thought it was ridiculous. I was like, why is Nintendo more than Vectrex?
Demand. But look at, here's $750, here's $1170.
It's I don't know. Is did he freeze? Of course he froze.
Did you get your hyperdual then, or what?
Yeah,
Internet
I got
dropped.
the Hyperdual. I got
So
Hyperdual and I got Steam Hearts.
there's the one that's 750. It looks
His
like in
box
good condition.
looked the same, to be
Um,
honest with you.
those listings are so old. They're not loading up.
There's no real demand for a Vectrex.
That's why they don't sell for as much. Like you think they'd be worth a ton, but they're not. I mean, I'd like to get a Vectrex, but I'm not paying anywhere near those prices. I mean, the loose listings 400, 500, 400, 360, and that's just going off of what those descriptions are. But again, if you want to really know, I mean, you've got to go to eBay or some other site where you can look at the sold listings.
It's not
That's
the
weird
best.
how the Vectrex has gone up in popularity. It's like I don't know anybody who collects for it. I sure as hell, other than Mark Bustler, talking
I
about it. Other
I
than that, I
have
don't know
one.
anybody.
I have mine. It's over there. I have it with an extra controller and Star Trek, and that's it.
Yeah, if I got one, like you can get an EverDrive style cartridge for it,
Yes,
and that's what I'd do. But
But
hey,
see,
I've
we're all into our own thing, like I'm into the CDI and you're into Vectrex.
well, I don't know if
this-
any of us are into it. I wouldn't mind having one. But I mean, I'm seriously considering dropping my TurboGrafx 16 and getting rid of it, just because I don't play it. I've got the mini, and I don't think I've even taken that out of the box yet. So
You can't mod the mini though.
you can't mod the mini.
No, I think I've read that it hasn't been cracked yet.
Oh damn!
probably because there's not enough. The demand's not there, or maybe they just made it a little bit more difficult or too difficult for people to do that.
You know what's funny?
Oh.
George has another PC Engine. I sent him over another PC Engine Duo. Like it was missing the little flip lid where you put the card in. I got it for like $100 from Japan, free shipping, and it was a little scratched up on the top, but it would play the cards, but the drive wasn't working. I didn't even open it up. I figured it needed a recap, so it didn't smell fishy, but I sent that off to him, and that one I'm getting modded with the S video and with Zaxor's mods. Zaxor's mods are all going into it, but it's going to have the S video output versus the composite because even George, if you watch George's channel on YouTube, he talks about the color palette. He did the mod for it, the Pack Attack mod, and
Mm-hmm.
like one other one, Duo Disabler, so it'll play both region games. But it will. He said that if you put the composite mod socket on it, the color palette is off. He said it actually looks better with the S video. So, because you're not gaining a resolution necessarily, you're just getting a video output that wasn't on the console out of it. So, and it crisps it up. And then also with the recap kits from Console 5 now, they include two tiny little resistors. You cut a trace and replace two of them on the board, and it increases the bass audio of the PC Engine CD.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like it increases the bass because it was really flat. It was like a flat bass. So this gives it a little more vibrance. So the cool thing is the first one I sent off to him is my system that I'm kind of keeping majorly stock. It was recapped. I didn't do anything special to it. And at that time, they hadn't been putting those little resistors in there for the audio boost. So I'm going to put them side by side. I want to do a test to see what the audio difference is on
That
output.
wouldn't be such a bad idea.
The Victor Max, dude, I got one of those, and it's missing the rod. It's missing the sensor rod, or the rod that
What is
goes into it.
this? Can you explain this to me? Because this was like, this was totally cool. I said
It's
to myself,
basically
I have to buy
a
this.
screen. It's basically a screen for your eyes, and I have one in the box, but I don't know. I've heard it's pretty rough. I haven't even hooked it up because there is a ton of hookup parts for it. Like it'll hook to Genesis, it'll hook to Super NES. I think you can get it to work on other devices as well. But I mean, there is a lot of major setup for it, and it is super uncomfortable. Did you buy it?
I'm looking at one right now for $50. I thought it was the coolest thing I ever saw in my life. Having just a screen attached like that to Genesis was, I was like, wow, like this is super cool, super cool.
So
But how good is
you
the
did try it
screen?
out?
I tried that out. This was free to try out, and I sat there and played Sonic on it, and I was like blown away. But remember, I'm the black sheep out of all of us, and I'm, you know, the whore for Virtual Boy. I love Virtual Boy. So I love something like that. I was playing it, I'm like, this is amazing. Like you could hook. I saw how he hooked it up to Genesis with the S. I think it was with the not S video. It was the regular cable coming out of Genesis, and it had the old VGA port on it, and it was VGA to VGA. I just I really thought it was cool. I've never seen anything like that before, and I thought that was a super cool thing to see.
Did it have good audio, or was it really?
It had pretty good audio. I was impressed. That's exactly the one I'm looking at on eBay. Yeah, it
That's what I
had.
need. That stick. I need that stick. I mean, I don't know if you need it.
What? Yeah. What
It's
is it?
not like it really affects anything. They say that it's more or less for like because I think you could hook it up to PC as well.
Yeah, it looks like so VGA. So
VGA out, yeah.
you may be able to actually hook it up to a Dreamcast then, if you have the VGA out adapter. But Super Nintendo. Well, that looks like controller cables for Super Nintendo.
Super
Yeah, you got to
Nintendo.
plug it into like the Player 2 port.
I wonder if it works for GameCube because
Huh.
Super Nintendo and GameCube are the exact same cables from what I've been
Maybe it
told.
can be modded or something for it.
I thought it was I've never seen that, and I was like, wow, this is, my kid's like, oh, was that how you played VR back in the day? I'm like, yeah, what kind of VR if you want to, but it was, I was admit I was blown away by that.
And you got to get the Aura pack. I got one of those too box.
Oh,
It's
the
the audio
vibra-
rumble.
yeah,
Yeah, the audio rumble.
I remember
I
playing
got
that at a
on.
friend's house. That thing was wild. Oh my, yeah, my, I love Saturn. The guy, he had a net link from Japan from Saturn, and it was very hard to pass up. These are different versions of Saturn. You notice that one says Hitachi on it, and that one's,
Yep. The
yeah.
V
Well,
Saturn,
yeah.
the
I
high
mean,
Saturn. Yeah.
you
So
guys would know this more than
did
me.
you get a picture that showed like what was on these little placards a little bit more?
Um, I think I got a better photo with the ones at the bottom, but not those. I
Oh
didn't
damn,
even
he has
know
a
any of these Saturns.
Samsung Saturn too.
I never knew any of these existed. This is out of this guy's personal collection. Like
I
he,
did not know about the Samsung one. I know the V Saturn, High Saturn. They have
The
a
high
different
Saturn.
BIOS
Yeah.
boot up.
what
The-
what are they? Why are there so many different variations of Saturn?
Because
Like,
Sega let other people make versions of the Saturn. Like the high Saturn doesn't have better AV or something. There's something better about the high Saturn.
because those two I have. I have the one with Sonic on it. That was the bottom one. I got that one much later to play Symphony of the Night. I imported that in Symphony of the Night at the same time. And that's how I played Symphony for the first time. I saw this. I was stuck on this for I think close to almost about 40 minutes because I love Saturn. I think
But
that's
you
my
didn't get
favorite.
better. These are the only 2 pictures you took of it.
When you got an 11-year-old like, oh my god, I want to go play pinball, but I mean,
No, it's much more important to actually be in the moment and enjoy what you're doing than worrying about. Oh, I've got to take all these pictures and make sure I take video.
I spent an hour with the
all that.
Neptune. I thought the Neptune was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Neptune
I
is
spent
neat.
an hour with that.
And then pinball, and then just some games and stuff that were there.
And you could like zoom in on prices and stuff. I did this more for,
Well, see, that's as far as it zooms in.
I need that Splatterhouse, dude.
the one I have or that one up there.
The Splatterhouse 3.
You don't
Oh,
have
here.
that?
No, I don't have any Splatterhouse yet, dude.
They're so good.
I don't have the Genesis one. I don't think I have any of them either. And I'm not that worried about
No,
it.
you have Splatterhouse with PS3.
Yeah. No, I
You're
need
the
to
reason-
get those.
You're the reason why I bought Splatterhouse for PS3.
PC Engine or Turbo one. The Turbo one.
I'm back to the overhead view.
I sent you more stuff.
Yeah.
Pictures of
we
the
go.
Neptune. The guy was
The
all right.
Neptune is neat, but like there's
The guy was all right with the Neptune. He was a little. He seemed like a little know-it-all, But whatever. I was too enthralled with the Neptune to even give a damn. Oh boy. Yeah, I would. There's a lot of bad words in some of these videos.
You're cussing? Let's hear it.
Oh, dude, I'm horrible. Oh man,
It's so
that's
loud.
the guy.
with all the other-
the guy I traded with Hyperdual Steam
Right here?
Hearts. Yes, that was the guy.
This booth.
He had some pretty interesting stuff. But if you zoom in, you can tell the prices of the Genesis games have gone down like drastically. Really, really kind of. I mean, like Punisher right there is
See a bunch of zeros. That's it.
it's 135, and above it's
Up
Grindstormer.
here. Oh, Three
Mine's
Ninjas is
like
95.
Yeah, and Sector X. I gotta pick that up eventually at some point.
That's a fun one.
Gauntlet's really good too. Gauntlet 4. That's a good game. I need the manual for that one.
Oh, that's
Rocky
that same
Pocket.
figure.
Rocky Pocky was like 475. This is every. You're gonna notice something. This was king of like everything. It was all Pokemon games. It was all 3DS games. It was all like just very.
Oh yeah. Pokemon.
They had Genesis games in bargain bins.
$50.
Is that what that says for Sonic?
Yeah, Sonic 3, $50. Go figure.
How about that Einhinder disc?
What the heck? Okay, maybe I need my glasses so I can make out the
Can you
numbers.
zoom?
You son of a bitch! You saw Enhinder, and I didn't even see that, and I took the damn photo myself, or else I would have got
Oh,
that.
what?
You will notice that as you go to conventions, there's stuff that you look back at video and photos. You're like, I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
That is
Where the heck was
top of my list is Enhinder. I got Philosoma for $6, the Japanese version of it today, and then the best was the guy didn't know the games he had for the shmups. He had Night Raid in a bin for $15 complete for PlayStation, which is a shmup, and I'm like, yeah, I took it immediately and ran. That was the last thing I did. If you like.
Can you zoom in any further on that Einhinder?
No, that's like, where is this Einhinder?
It's in the loose discs, the white one. You can see the E.
This one? No, that's. I mean, I can download it and try to.
I'm just kind of curious to see
it.
what the.
I could probably do it on my phone.
What the disc price is on that?
Let me see.
Yeah, let me look it up. But this is Switch. a lot of Japanese Saturn games, which I was surprised. But the biggest thing that I noticed, the heaviest stuff, was Sega CD. Tons of tons of Sega CD stuff. Nobody was moving Nintendo. And 3DS systems, I've never seen as many 3DS systems in my life.
Well, the
Genesis,
thing is NES and SNES have been huge for a while, and it seems like pretty since the 8-bit and 16-bit stuff kind of seems to have hit its saturation point. Come on. People just don't. There's not many people collecting for those systems because people either have what they
120.
want.
120 was Anhinder.
Oh, this is
Loose.
horrible.
Dude, how much did you pay for your Splatterhouse?
3 or the one I got now?
The one you picked up. The TurboGrafx.
This?
Yeah.
That was 200 firm. But that's
cool box art. I should pick that one up. How much for your other two?
I traded him Kelowna. He gave me $375 for Kelowna. So for him, I picked up Splatterhouse. I picked up Superstar Soldier. I picked up Gunhead. I wanted this for a long time. Ghoul Patrol for Super Nintendo.
Did you get to these yet? I mean, if you're still gonna show them on the
Valis.
Show them on the stream.
Yeah, and Valis I got from him. I think I dumped maybe $100 into it more for something. But if you zoom in, look at the prices. Look at the prices of some of this crap. $50. I mean, the Monopoly game, $250 for a Neo Geo.
$50.
Mark of the Wolves, $200 for a Switch system, complete and I mean, this is everything. Like, look, this is all.
But what version of the Switch is that? It's
a Sword and Shield edition.
PS1 150, PS3 something.
That was 195 backwards compatible. But look at this. It's all. He said he was selling stuff like here left and right. Like all these bargain bins and stuff. Just people weren't buying like the real extreme stuff. I feel like a lot of these vendors are going to go home with stuff.
Oh, they are, and
it's going to be a blow to them. That's for sure.
It's their time, and it's their effort to load and unload all of that stuff.
I saw two copies of Lunar 2. That was it. And they wanted 145. When I asked about the audio discs, they're like, there were no audio discs with it. So I said, okay, not a problem. But this is your general, like I said to that guy, I'm like, $250 for Grudo Mark of the Wolves. I'm like, really? It was a Japanese PlayStation 2 with Mark of the Wolves, with the stick and everything else. That is something I would pick up only for the fact that I have that game for Neo Geo Japanese. And I picked that up back in I think 2002. So, but again, when in my head, I was like, am I gonna, what do I need a box for? Am I gonna open it? He had the Persona. I've never seen. He's the only guy I've ever seen it. The Persona Vita, the yellow one, and he wanted 800, but it was complete in the box, new. It was never opened. I'm gonna open the damn thing. Why am I gonna spend $800 on that? And plus, it was really stupid. I wasn't doing that. Grow Lancer for PS2 was $40. I must have saw at least about 3 Albert Odysseys. They were all $225. I sent you other photos too.
Yeah, the thing is, when you go to conventions, you're gonna have prices all over the place.
It was really just.
there was one guy that had Shadowrun at a decent price, but it was a little beat up. So I just don't know if I want to, get that copy. I'd rather get one that's a little bit nicer condition. But then that might cost more. But then there was ones that were overpriced. I think we showed them last time, that stack of GameCube games, that a lot of them were like twice what they should have been. So when you go to convention, you're going to hit everything. There's people that are going to have pricing convention, and there's people that are willing to move stuff. So you just got to take the good with the bad. It's just the way it is, I guess.
It's great. Like the recent photo I just sent you, you could take a look and see what the other vendor area looks like.
I don't see anything that has come through.
I see one in the last one you sent.
Yeah. Oh, this is the one I wanted to show you guys.
I see an activator there.
If it goes through.
Oh, is that this one? The eatery area. Oh, there's a.
That's where the guys are.
Yeah, not much to see there. Something about Game Boy Color.
Did you see much Atari there or any of that kind of retro?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think that's dying out, man.
No.
It was never like really super popular. Like
I don't know, for a while there, it was kind of being put in the mainstream, I mean, it seems like they're just flashing the pan with a lot of different stuff every year to see what they can hype. And
no, bring up the computer photo that I sent you.
Did you put it?
I'll put it in.
Drop it in the Discord. Do that, and then we'll look at that, and then we'll go over to the stuff that we want to showcase.
Because I was researching Portland's show, and I think they're recycling back to Nintendo again this year.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's what I saw for PRGE this year. I think they're cycling back to Nintendo.
Just the look of it? The back
of
an arcade or something? Oh, so this is a different picture of there's the entrance.
I sent you photos of the Neptune. I spent some time with the. This is all in your Discord thing.
Yeah, here's the vintage computing area.
I want to see some focus on some different stuff, dude. I'd love to see like one of those events have the focus be like PS1. It's like, dude, the plenty of times gone by now that why won't we do that? Why is it always got to go back to these cartridges? I feel like I'm getting to where I'm more interested in CD media than I am cartridges anymore.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Because it's like, okay, man, I mean, I got most of the cartridge stuff that I really want other than like Splatterhouse and Rolling Thunder, but I feel like I'm kind of coming to an end of like wanting to look at like 16-bit. I don't mind the 16-bit CD stuff because they always tried to integrate different things into the CD media, textures that they couldn't do on the cartridges, the audio boost, the early style 3D that they're trying to mimic on those that they could fit on the discs. And so I feel like it's a pretty cool format, but reading up like I sent those pictures of that CDI too. Like I got reading up on that CDI system is like it wasn't necessarily a console, it was a interactive media console, and they ended up just turned it into a game console, but they were sharing the processor with a bunch of different processes, so that's why the games are a little weaker on it, but there's a few games that stand out for it is what I watched an article by Genovi. He was talking about. Well, he's talking about one game, that Mutant City Rampage. But
There was a lot of interesting stuff. They were, you know what's crazy too? They were selling out of Rugrats. This game Rugrats. So it was kind of weird. I was like, whatever. But
Rugrats, what do you mean?
this game Rugrats that was released, Rugrats came out with a game like the Garbage
Yeah.
Pail Kids, and people
Yeah.
were going nuts over it. Like everyone was like walking around with Rugrats games.
But there's the Pluto.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Adam Koralik had it at PRGE.
Yeah, it was at Southeast Game Exchange a couple years ago. Actually, it was there when I picked up James Buster Douglas Boxing for the Master System. Chatted with him for a few minutes. And actually,
You got a good chat out of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't really talk to me much.
Yeah, I got a good chat out of him. Hey, how's the TV? Blah blah blah. I said to him, hey, like I was sitting there looking at it. I'm like, hey, should you have a cup near the system? Because if this spills, like, you know, your SOL. And he's like, oh, so left the cup here. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just letting you know, man. You know, it
Was
nice
there anything
TV.
in the cup?
Yeah, there was like water and like coffee in there. They were allowing people to walk around with beer. And you have like these systems that are out, like a friggin' Neo Geo AES, and you're letting people walk around with beer. If someone went near my AES with beer, they'd probably get their throat cut up. So you stay away from that. That's under my desk, like, you know. But I uploaded stuff. I uploaded videos, a good amount of videos to the our Google Drive. If you want to take a look at that too, just go through the videos.
I think we've been on Long Island Retro for over an hour. That's enough.
Oh, it's such a great.
What? Come on, it was.
Yeah,
Damn,
just do
that
the
was like
videos.
cold,
It's
bro.
it's 20
That
it's
was
20 to
freaking
12. I'm not
cold.
staying up till 1 o'clock. Sorry, guys.
That was cold.
No, it's like
The
I've got
videos
another
are-
20-ish minutes and I'm done.
The videos are like maybe 2 minutes, a minute.
So we can do it next week. But
Damn, that was
I said
cold, bro.
about 20 minutes. and I'm done.
Oh,
So we can either end it now and not do collector showcase, or we can do the collector showcase and everyone can showcase something. Although saying showcased Long Island Retro.
unfortunately. Bring up the CDI thing. That was cool. I was playing on the CDI. I was having a good time with that.
What did you play?
I don't know. It was some game we had to point and click around, or it was like a Sherlock Holmes game or something. I don't know. It was an interesting game. You don't see those games anywhere at a convention.
Oh, that's it.
Do not.
Yeah, I gotta get my stuff all separated. The bins, like by content, and I'm pretty sure I got a lot of
Wow.
CDI games.
Wow,
Yeah,
look
that's
at
the
controller.
first one. That's the CDI 910. That thing is just huge, dude. That digital card is huge. And I even
What-
tested a VCD in it, so I know it works.
What is that digital video card?
Now, from my understanding, it's supposed to, certain games needed it for full usage of the game. So for games and watching VCD video on it, VCD discs.
Mm-hmm. That controller brings back so many memories.
Yeah, it came with that one, dude. That's I tried it. I mean, it's
pretty good.
It's all IR, you know, but it worked. The game. I also got the game Mystic Midway with it, in which I tried that and had some cool little janky, you know, gameplay, some little CG, you know, some FMV video. I had to fix the belt on this, and the funny thing is, I went out on a fire. This was back home. The digital card was home, and then I ordered a replacement belt from Console 5. And it was kind of a pain in the ass to figure out the belt, but I finally did, and I got that put in, and smells like it's been in a musty basement, or maybe it might need a recap. But it worked. It booted up. So
S
I'll
video
look
on
at
the
the
front.
capacitors, in the future. If anything, I'll send it to George, or I'll try to maybe do it myself if there ain't a whole shitload that look dangerous to try to replace. But um, yeah, I mean it's pretty cool, dude. I kind of like how it's really not very tall. I mean, it's definitely not very tall. Um, it's I don't even think it's as tall as my VCR that I got,
Jeez.
or close to a VCR size in height, but size wise, it's massive. I mean, you're looking at least probably like 19 inches wide, maybe.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's heavy. That thing is heavy, so it's premium.
You
Wow, it's
got
got
yeah.
some serious tech in there and probably early generation tech. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
bigger and bulkier.
Then I'm gonna
I
get
knew
my Zelda
wow.
games, so
That'll be cool to see
I'm
the
gonna try to
Zelda
play
games.
them on this one. Yeah, I got to go dig my. I bought an adapter that goes into that input where it says on the front, and then you
That says
can plug
video,
it.
right?
No, that right there is for the controller
Controller.
where it says
Oh
input.
wow.
So like I have an adapter to where it plugs into that, and it's a little box, and then you can plug a Genesis controller into it, and
That's
then you
cool.
just
Oh
like hit
shit.
up and start on the Genesis controller, and you can adjust the speed of the control inputs.
That thing is nuts. I saw that today in person and I spent about 15 minutes with it with that controller and I was like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, and that has the S video because like that other one I have, the DVS, it don't have S video, and I do not understand it because it was a final kind of like industrial use variation of it with the CDI, OS built into it, so it would play the games, and it even has the controller port. So why they take the S video out makes no damn sense, because here's the thing that I think is weird. You look at the date that this thing was manufactured, S video was not a standard on all the TVs yet. So this was pushing the standard of a higher video quality before it was even standardized on across all models. Yet their future models, even those tiny 210s or whatever, the Magnavox ones with the flip top, they don't have S video on those. They got only freaking composite. So it's like, so why are you taking away the video quality that this system could actually, display on newer TVs that we're going to start putting S video into? It just didn't make sense, because
It's
at
a
that
cost
point you
cutting
would have
measure.
been searching for a TV that played S video.
Now, as it does worse and worse, it's a cost cutting measure to remove functionality and stuff because you make it cheaper and still get units out there. It's like the Master System 2 is RF only
Oh
because
wow.
it's cheaper just to have it have RF out than have it have RF and or um, uh, composite.
That's like Jaguar. Jaguar's only RF. And you look at the games on Jaguar, Jaguar should not be using RF. Jaguar should be using as video.
And it's so weird how they have the antenna in and out on it too. Like, you would just integrate that into your whole setup.
And
So the
yeah,
antenna would go in and then there's a feed that would just push the signal out to the TV.
you have the RF
Yeah.
out or the S video.
Yeah, so you could have your
Oh
VCR
wow.
routed into that, and then route that into your,
Into the
or what
TV.
you would do, no, you would route this RF out into your VCR's input, and then you would run your VCR's RF out, or whatever you want to call it, into your TV. So that way you could play your CDI, record it on videotape,
Oh
and it would all pass
damn.
through on channel 3 or 4.
That's crazy.
So like you
Wow.
could have recorded that back in the day.
Huh.
not many people were worried about doing that. But I wasn't even thinking about trying to record it. I was just like, oh, because that one has S video out, you route the VCR RF. No, because this one doesn't have. It's just RF out. So
You
there's
know
no
what's
RF
crazy,
in.
dude?
Or
Is
you have
I
to put it
had
in.
an old video card in my Pentium 4 computer I used in college, and it 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 uh it had a antenna in, so you could actually run something like that into it and capture it.
Yeah, they
Yeah, with
had the TV
a
video
capture
card.
card. Yeah, I
Yep.
wish I would have kept that capture card, dude. That thing was pretty badass because it could do S video capture, it could do composite video.
Wow.
I have it somewhere on a hard drive. Like, you remember how Xbox had the different kind of cable hookups, and there was one of them where you could output S video or composite. I captured it on that computer, Gears of War back in the day. So I'd like
No
to find that
way.
to see what it looks like, dude.
Yeah. Well, I captured. Actually, do I have it? I thought I had it. No, I do. Let me grab it.
Probably knowing you, you have like.
If I can get to it. Dang it. There's too much stuff around it. I haven't watched it, but let's see if you can see NFL 2K1 footage I grabbed from the Dreamcast because we route the Dreamcast into the VCR and out from the VCR to the TV. And so
You
some
know
of the
what I
plays
think it'd be kind of
I
cool to
like.
see, dude? Go ahead, Oaz. Finish what you're saying,
No,
though.
that was it.
What I think it'd be kind of cool is like I have this. What the hell is this thing? It's I don't. I think it's a Panasonic. It's a Panasonic VCR DVD player that captures, and then it rips it all to like a SD card. And
Really?
yeah, it's a pretty fancy one. It's like a later generation with HDMI and stuff. But I bought it from a dude who had refurbished it. He recapped it, and it was close to me, so I drove and picked it up from him for a good price. And anyways, so I know it's refurbished, but he or not he, but it has the options to basically plug in all those old signals into it and rip it. So it'd be kind of cool is like get on that little fad of like ripping games in the old 4x3 format with their optional video capabilities, like the only video capabilities they could have done with them back in the day. Start ripping that shit and upload it instead of like doing everything in HD.
That'd be interesting. That's just so. You never thought about this stuff back in the day.
No, because we were too young. It just never really occurred to us for whatever reason or reasons.
Like I played PS2 in S video, man. Like I had a nice Sony TV, and it wasn't even that big. It was maybe like a 19-inch, but it was when it was getting to that flat, it had the flat option. And like that thing had a lot of plugs in it, man, for like
Oh,
S video and like composite and audio in, audio out. Like it had bypasses like that. So I mean, it was pretty amazing. Like I rigged up like my TV to a sound system and all that, and like yeah, it was always fun messing around with that stuff.
saw today
We
a.
need to get. We need to
Oh,
go back
hold on.
to.
Well, oh, so I'll be quick. I saw today. I thought of you, Welsh, and I got pictures. I saw a PlayStation 3 hooked up to a PlayStation 3 3D TV.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
was, you have not lived until you have seen that setup. I was, wow,
Yeah.
wow, seriousness. It's next on
A
my
big one,
list.
right? Was it a big one?
Yeah, it was a big
Yeah,
one. It was
dude. Like
nice.
it was. I've played House of the Dead like that. I've played. I mean, dude, like Sony did a lot of 3D stuff that people didn't even pay attention to because it said 3D on it, and like that's why I have those visors. I have 2 of those Sony visors.
Yeah,
They're built
nuts.
in 3D, and they promoted them for PlayStation 3. And like the pop is amazing, dude. Like I can't even believe that they dumped that because I still feel like 3D is what is missing with everything. When they remember all the hype about hologram, where the hell did that go? There's nothing about it, you know? And it's like the best 3D, the best pop that you could get from video is going to be in your PlayStation VR headset, you know? That will give you that 3D pop. So will the VR2. Like your eyes once they adjust. I mean, in the VR2, it doesn't give me headaches. VR1, that did, and I beat Mass Effect 2 with that very first Sony 3D headset that came out, and that thing was uncomfortable. I mean, I got a kind of a little thinner, longer nose right in here, the bridge. That thing would just rip on my snout, dude, and I'm like, oh, you know, like
It's cool. Like it's cool stuff that you only see this at shows, like stuff like that. But
I mean, that's what it is, dude. People don't even know. Like some of this younger generation won't even know about that kind of stuff, you know. And I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
that was a time where only certain people picked it up. Like I got a real good friend who went all into. He bought himself a Samsung 3D TV, you know, and I bought a Sony. And my first Sony 3D TV had an emitter. It was like a little bar you'd put on the top of the TV, and it actually shot infrared rays across the screen. So it brought the pop out of the screen somehow. And like
Jeez.
your glasses, they were a little bulkier, but you could see it then. And then eventually I upgraded to another TV where it didn't have the emitter, it was built into the screen. And then you put those glasses on and like really smooth. I mean, it was interesting. Like 3D TVs, like that Sony one I had, it had you needed the dongle for the emitter. You had to buy that separate, I believe, and then you had to buy a separate USB you could plug into it to hook it up to Wi-Fi for updates. So
Wow.
like Sony was really capitalizing on those accessories for it, and you had to buy specific HDMI's at that time that said 3D high speed on them, or like CECHE or something, which
Yeah, some
basically is
specialized HDMI.
high speed, you know, USB now. But you had to buy that specific thing, and like those HDMI's, I kid you not, dude, they were like $90 a piece, and you needed that from your PlayStation 3 to the TV, and like then you would have to route it to your receiver. Like I even updated my receivers and stuff. I've done this like 3-4 times, updated my entire theater assembly around a console. I did it for PS4, I did it for PS5, and you know, I'll buy a new receiver and a new TV that coincides with the console. And like, I wish I would have kept all that. My big 3D TV, I gave it to somebody for free. A friend of mine from work, I gave it to him, and like, man, I wish I would have kept that because like that thing was just pretty badass.
So he's got Steam Hearts up here. I got this. I got Hyperdual, Rugrats, and yeah, I don't know Rugrat. I Rugrats game was like rampant running over there. I got you bored?
What are you doing?
I feel like everyone
That's
throw
what
up.
you do. I was like, oh, I
I
wonder if
gotta-
it'll capture it, and it's like, oh, yep, it does. But if you do it fast
Rotate
enough,
it.
it can't. This is weird. I rotate it,
There you go.
and then it does that. Oh, it
Huh.
can't be saved.
Rotate it and then edit.
Probably hit edit.
Then you should be able to save it.
Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
So I traded Dinosaur Peak for NES, which I just didn't, whatever, for Hyperdual, Rugrats, Steam Hearts,
Oh,
and that was it. So Rugrats was pretty good. Was pretty cool. I got it up there with Garbage Pail Kids, and I like I said I was sticking when I went to the show. I was sticking to shmups that I wanted or RPGs, and 97% of the RPGs I had. You go down the list of PlayStation games of the RPGs, I had them all. I didn't whatever, and I was like left, and I just walked away. Um, the only reason why I jumped on these two was because you almost never, ever, ever will see these in the wild together. You'll never see Hyperduel and Steam Hearts on Saturn together. Now, did you see them at Sigi? Because I know you're laughing.
No, I didn't look. That's the thing is, if I'm not looking for something, I won't really see the other stuff unless like it's like okay, like you told me, look for this game and that game. And I was like, I try to keep an eye out for it, but if I'm not looking for specific games now, like I don't see a lot of the other stuff.
And it's funny he picked out Enhinder, and I would have added Enhinder to the list today. But um, yeah, I've never seen. I've been after Steam Hearts for 3 years, and I've that's the bad version, right? Right, Welsh, or is it the PC Engine version that's the worst one?
You mean for
Steam Hearts,
like what do you mean by bad though? Like
like the nudity in it is which one's the word out of the
the
two of
PC
them?
Engine one has the most, but if you look at the label on the Saturn, it's yellow, so that means it
Oh,
does have adult content in
Right
it,
there.
and then the red means it's straight up like adult.
Adult.
I even got some
oh,
PCFX that have that red label, and
Power Dolls has
I
it,
have a
doesn't it?
couple Saturn that have that red label too. But
No shit, I didn't know that. Wow.
yeah, in which it's not a big deal. I mean, you're gonna get some upper chest flashing. You might get some themes that go in the other direction, but you're not actually going to see nothing that's
So
It's stuff just to let the parents know
yeah.
if
I
And
they
back then that was a
paying
huge
attention.
deal. That was a huge deal back then. Like anymore, I mean, you watch Netflix or something, and all of a
it's
sudden
not a
there's
big
a
deal at
there's a
all.
breast drop or something, or it's like who it's like common anymore. So what you'd see in that is
Yeah, but you don't want your 10-year-old kid seeing it.
no, you
No,
don't. No,
well,
no.
that those are sitting next to Radiant and the rest of my other Dodon and all my other shmups. But uh, you know, I I've wanted these two for a while. Hyperduel I wanted since I saw Welsh play it. Most of the crap I buy is because of Welsh. And so I'm not joking. And now you got me
I
into
ain't
a
been
box.
playing much lately, man. I mean,
Well,
that's going to change here, hopefully. But
you
I
got me
mean,
into a box master system. Now I'm on the hunt for. God knows why I need it, but I'm like, hey, listen, I got to fit in the club with you guys. So, but I
dude,
just,
Hyperduel is an awesome purchase. I love that game, man. I mean,
it's a great
you
game.
you sent that picture today, and I was like, heck with that. I'm just going to do it. And like,
You just
I
do
had
this.
just got done trying to win a copy of Snatcher today too, and I got outbid by like $60, and it
That
was under
sucks.
600. Under 600, dude.
Complete.
Yeah. I was like,
Oh,
dude, I should have just freaking like bit the bullet, and been like, all right, I'm not going to drive my truck as much, for the next couple weeks or something. But
I need I have the manual for Parfumel. He had it, the guy who had this, and I was going to do it, and he wanted like 475 for the manual, and I said, "There's no way I'm doing that. It's ridiculous." But I wanted those games for a while, so it's I had Dinosaur Peak had dust on it. He brought a guy over. He unscrewed it. He checked the board. Did whatever he needed to do, and he looked at it and he was like, "Oh wow, like this is really clean. It's a really good copy." I said to the guy, "I'm like, listen, I'm straight out. I want these games." He's like, "Do you want Blast Fang with it to try to get me to spend money?" I said, "I have Blast Fang. I don't need it." And I I did he was super nice, really, really nice guy. Um, BS the little, did the trade. I got those. Oh no, so I got Philosoma. I got uh that Hyperdual Steam Hearts and Rugrats and the 2 Nintendo Switch stuff, and that was it. But yeah, just really, but he was out of state as well. He wasn't from New York. He was up in Oregon, and super nice guy.
He was
Super,
from Oregon?
yes, which blew my mind that he was from Oregon. Blew
So
my
you got to
mind.
figure it, did he say where at? Like, is he like one
No,
of the Portland vendors?
no, but he was at Sigi, and we went down. I told him, yeah, one of my friends was at Sigi, and he started laughing. He's like, this is a joke compared to Sigi. He's like, Sigi's like, serious. He's
Yep.
like, you ever go to a convention? And that's why I said I'm going to go to Connecticut. And he says you're going to have a blast. It's over 100 vendors, just video games, talking to people. Just he's like, he said a lot of people are not personable here. They're very like, he's like, people are just buying crap and Nintendo, like, crappy Game Boy Advance games. He's like, if you have Pokemon games and a 3DS systems, you're king. You're king. If you have the 3 Emerald, Sapphire, and Ruby, regardless if they're loose or not, you are king of the game. With those, Coliseum and the other thing, Gale of Darkness, you're like royalty when it comes to shows like this. And I laughed at it, but I was very, very happy with those trades because it was getting rid of one game and getting a whole bunch of stuff with it. Meeting a nice guy. He really, was really nice and stuff. But I've wanted those 2 games for a long time, and it's like, I guess you could say it's the unicorn because you don't see those 2 games together. I've never, all the stores I used to go to back in like the early 2000s and stuff. Even though the Japanese import stores, I've never seen them together. Even my friend, when he goes to Osaka, never sees those 2 games in the same store. It's
Now
super
you're
rare.
making me want to buy it.
Just go buy it and then you play it on
Steam
stream.
You better calm down. Don't do this to me. You're like trying to get me to buy now.
You should get Gunhead. Gunhead's pretty good at Blazing Lasers.
He just told you try not to get him to.
I think I
buy
have it.
stuff, and you're just throwing stuff.
I think
out
I
there.
have Gunhead already. Yeah. No, I have Blazing Lasers.
Blazing Lasers.
Yeah.
I was very happy. I came home with money in my pocket, more than what I went with 500. I came home with 3. I only spent 2, and I did everything all off of trades, which is insane. I never thought, I'd go to this and like have some trades, but really, when I go to Connecticut, that's gonna be.
It's nice to have trades because then you can get stuff out of your collection that you don't want.
Yes.
For stuff that you do want. And
yes.
The thing is, if you go back home with it, it's not the end of the world. So,
right.
Oh, I still got this. I can try again later. It takes more effort than just taking cash and be, oh, hey, here's what I'm offering. But it's interesting because you'll meet people that are cool and want to talk, and then you'll meet others who don't, and you're like, all right, you're not willing to work. I've got money or something to trade, and I'm gonna go elsewhere to try to get rid of it and get what I want.
There was a guy that was there. He had muscle men figures. He had a ring.
$5 a piece.
No, it was a ring. He wanted $100 for a muscle man ring. It was like a little ring or something. No, he wanted $25 for 5.
Yeah, $5 a piece.
So yeah, about. And then he had the video game, the Muscle Men video game,
the NES game.
Yeah, he had that along with some Muscle Men for, I think he wanted like $200. Never saw. I was looking at them. I was like laughing.
Hold on, he wanted. I didn't catch all the one for the last one. The $200.
He had 10 muscle men in plastic.
Oh, the
Then he
plastic
had
trash can.
the game along with it, and he wanted $200, but the game was loose with the manual.
Yeah.
Did you
Right.
have Muscle Man OWAS?
Oh yeah.
I've never even seen that game played.
Yeah,
Oh, you
I
want
have.
to see the game? You don't want to see the actual Musclemen?
Jeez.
No, I mean I haven't seen the game.
You have buckets of muscle men. You could probably fill a bathtub and take a bath with
I used to
No.
get those out of the little quarter machine. I remember.
Yeah, those were cool. Some guy had Godzilla figures that were insane. I wasn't touching them though. I don't need any more figures in this room. I'll get shot.
I mean, I'd like to get it complete just because collecting for muscle, but I mean, it's not
Oh
a
wow.
great game. It's okay, and apparently there's no ending because you just play through match after match after match after match after match after match after match. So it's got lots of replay value, but
Wasn't there like a PS2 Muscle or something?
there's
Muscle
PS2, there's GameCube, um, there's a Game Boy Advance game because they did Ultimate Muscle, which was the cartoon that released in the early '90s.
I've never seen so many GameCube games in my life today. I've never seen GameCube, N64, and I felt like everywhere I turned it was Pokemon games. Everywhere.
Pokemon is huge,
I've
whether it's the
never.
cards or the video games. Like, so going on to what I got today, I went to a card show,
Mhm.
and it's put on by a sports card shop a couple towns over, and like I went there because Buddy was selling stuff, and I was like, oh, I'll go check it out. I've been to it a couple other times. I'm not really looking for much of anything actually, and mostly just talked with him and my other friend from work, and like there was several. I mean, there wasn't a ton of vendors. It was in a Goodwill conference area.
Oh,
There was
okay.
maybe about the same number of vendors. We'll say 20 vendors. Um, but there was two or three of them that like had almost nothing but Pokemon, and there was a couple more that had some Pokemon. So even with this sports card thing, there was that, and my buddy took a bunch of Hot Wheels. Actually, both my friends from work took Hot Wheels, but I actually ended up picking up a little something, a couple pennants. I'm guessing they're both from about 1989, but growing up in California, near the Bay Area, it was the Giants and the Athletics, and
Oh wow.
so I was super happy to get these. I mean, they were $10 a piece, and then I got protectors to put them in. I got them in the protectors, and so now I just got to figure out where I can find some wall space to put them because there's not much in here to do that. Um,
People trade Hot Wheels cars?
Dude, it's a collectible, just like anything else. The market is
Wow.
crazy. Like talking to, like, it's talking to those guys about them, and there's just like, oh yeah, there's variants that some of them, instead of having the plastic wheels, have rubber wheels, and those ones are worth more. But then they have chase figures that are out there, and you need to look for. And there's just it's crazy. It's like you don't know about how crazy like a fandom is until you talk to somebody that's like doing a vending and they actually know their stuff. Because
Wow.
you look at Hot Wheels, you get Pokemon cards, you look at video games, just anything. The different collectibles for toys, and then even in the toys, you can get to like even with Masters of the Universe, like there's so many different brands of it now because you got the classic and you got 2000X and all this other stuff. It's just any fandom, there's gonna be some amount of collecting with it, and it's just like most people aren't gonna know or care unless you're involved in that specific fandom.
Never would have guessed Hot Wheels cars.
But I mean, there's
Never.
nothing wrong with it.
I think it's cool. Reminds me of the soapbox
So-
derby for Boy Scouts. But yeah, that's cool. Hot Wheels. I would love to go. So what's the difference between you going to like video game convention and then some with cards and baseball cards and stuff?
What do you mean? What like?
It's the same, basically the same format, same whatever it is, right?
Yeah, it's just what's being sold. I mean, there were some guys there that had some pops, but there wasn't a ton of pops.
Interesting. You didn't get any pictures of the show, right?
Oh, I got some. Not actually, I got one. I didn't because I was just like, I thought about taking video and stuff. Actually, I had taken a Nolan Ryan T-shirt I bought, and it had to be the early '90s. I'm guessing it was '93 when he was retiring, and I had several pictures of Nolan Ryan, and then had like the last, 10, 12 places that he was going to pitch. I picked that up as a kid, never wore it, and I was hoping to trade it because I've been carrying it for over 30 years and haven't done anything with it. But no joy. I didn't ask a bunch of people. I only talked to a couple, and they're like, "No, I don't." And I was like, "Do you know anyone who would?" And like, "No." So it'll probably end up on eBay or Facebook or something.
Good luck with Facebook.
I just don't care to have it anymore. I'm not doing anything with it. But yeah, I was just happy to get these because my home teams, and I still root for the Athletics and the Giants, so as well as the Braves now. But yeah,
Weren't
just
the
super
Giants
cool.
a New York team?
Mm,
Dodgers. New York Dodgers.
yeah, they were the Brooklyn Dodgers for
Brooklyn Dodgers.
way back when.
Yeah.
I don't know what other teams the Giants have been, but Oakland has been Kansas City and Philadelphia, and Oakland now because they're moving to Vegas.
Wow.
But yep, that was not video game related, but I thought that it was pretty cool to get those because those are '89, and I believe that's when it was the Battle of the Bay, and they fought or they didn't fight. They played each other in the World Series, and the Athletics won. It's also when the Loma Prieta earthquake hit, the big earthquake in California in '89.
That's nuts.
But yeah, that's mine. Nope, that's the wrong one.
That's always cool. Go to like card show. I went to a Pokemon card show. That was a wow. That was a whole different animal.
It's crazy, and if you don't I have no idea about what's popular and whatnot, and
You get
Pokemon
destroyed.
The Munchkin stopped being super crazy into it, years ago.
Oh, that's nuts. Welch is over here looking at Hyperduel.
Actually, I was looking at Steam Hearts, the comparison. Like, they say the PC Engine version is less edited than the Saturn version.
Oh, I have the PC Engine version.
But I think that's good for this one. We can,
Come on! What are you doing?
It's after midnight. I'm done. We can move it
Stop.
offline.
Yeah, good. Stop this, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. But that's it for this one. Everyone have a good, whatever it is, night, day, morning, afternoon, week, month, year, all that good stuff. We'll see y'all later. Hopefully next week.
We will.
But until then, keep it retro or 360 or something else. Have fun.
Have a mouth when you go to conventions.
Have a mouth. Oh my gosh. Yeah. See if you can get in a fight.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Don't be a turd.
All
right.